yet another episode when it comes to Inside Zed Basketball. This one you can only see on Zambia Basketball Showcase. My name is Kasuli, and of course very soon we'll be getting into it and finding out how the recap went over the weekend when it comes to the results, player of the match, the best player of the weekend, and of course anything and anything else that went down on the basketball court. Remember, courtside is also something that brings the magic and everything else that you can get to enjoy. This is Inside Zed Basketball. At this moment in time on Inside Zed Basketball, I've been joined by none other than Wanampasi and Namakau Calendar. They are both from the University of Zambia Basketball, and they are right here going to talk about how to juggle around being a student athlete right here on Inside Zed Basketball.
You just have to learn how to manage your time. When you start the process, when you start being a student athlete, it's very challenging at the beginning, but then eventually you learn how to juggle it. Yeah. So it's basically about managing your time. Yeah.
Wanda, how do you get to manage it?
Well, basically, being a student athlete, you need to take a lot of sacrifices because basically, you're not going to be studying the same way as other students are because you need to create time for studies, you need to create time for practice, your personal workouts, the gym. So, like, you have to create a lot of sacrifices and you're not going to have enough sleep. So, it's basically just hard. Oh.
All right, as we get into the journey now, how do you think the two influence each other? In other words, how has sports influenced or affected your academics? What good traits from sports have helped your academics?
Well, technically, every time that I spend at sports gives me that guilty conscience saying I haven't spent enough time on my academics. So eventually I'll give my academics time because I know that I have spent some time on sports. And then I also, it just goes hand in hand because if you want to succeed as a student athlete, you have to give both of them equal attention. Yeah. So I just try to put that in mind and try and keep that as what drives me. Yeah.
Yeah, so like the way I explained it at first is like you have to sacrifice your time because you have to balance things because mostly like being a student athlete, we spend most of our day like during lessons. You have classes, lectures, and everything, and you have to create time to study, and you also need to create time for basketball. So it's basically hard, but at the end of the day, you just have to learn how to balance it. So yeah.
All right. What are your goals this season?
Basically, my number one goal is obviously winning the league. Obviously, want to top the league, come out the first, but it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard for us, and us being student athletes, it's very hard. So we just have to stay consistent and keep sacrificing our time. So yeah.
We are being very ambitious. We are competing this time. It's been 3 years of being at the bottom of the table. This time, we're really coming for it. We're trying as hard as we possibly can. Already, we've hit a milestone. Having 6 wins in a league, considering we only used to win one a season or two, is a very big difference. So we've already achieved half what we expected to achieve. But we just keep hoping for more. We keep pressing. We keep hoping that one day, honey is in for. Yeah,
Waiting for that time, eh?
yeah. For us, we've really worked on our physique. Yeah, we thought ourselves, considering we're the smaller team, most of the other teams have bigger bodies than us. We have to run a little bit quickly, and we've been more consistent. We've just set goals and we've achieved them. Like we've really been consistent. We've been training all around. Even when it's been off season for the league, we have university games, so we've been working hard.
What are changes this season?
Well, basically, I joined Unza Pacers this season, but from what I've learned from the way I watched them play last season, even the style of playing basketball has changed. The way we play basketball is different. We have systems now, and the team chemistry is much more stronger than before. So we've learned to play with each other now than they played better last season.
can even show from the results, Wana.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain it either. All right, let's get to you, Namakao. What is your advice to would-be sports athletes or people struggling to juggle the two?
As a country, being a student athlete is not very encouraged, especially when it comes to our parents, because they feel as if you're neglecting your school. And then, but I feel like, yes, right now you cannot really make money out of sports in Zambia, but this is the starting stone. If we learn how to bridge, if we learn how to merge school and sports, we are creating a better platform for the people who come before us. Hopefully, people could be just athletes and make money out of it in the future, but it starts now. It's us now to create that platform, to maybe create, even as we are students, we create money so that we help establish that level of professionalism, for lack of better terms. Yeah.
Well, one thing I would say is that being a student athlete is for the strong. Because at the end of the day, our parents expect us to have good results in school.
Sure.
And we also want to play what we love. So it's all about you staying consistent and believing in yourself and achieving all your goals at the end of the day. So as a student athlete, you have to set goals. And there are academic goals, there are basketball goals, there are goals like in life in general. So at the end of the day, you have to know how you're going to handle everything at once.
Great. So even as we are in the closing remarks, but I would love to know what are your future aspirations?
Um, is this with regards to basketball or just like in general?
And
Um, well, for my basketball goals, I obviously, as every person, I aspire to play at the highest level possible if God wills it. Yeah, and for just in general in life, I want to be a successful real estate agent and probably the governor one day, if God allows.
the governor.
Uh-huh.
One.
Well, for me, my future aspirations are obviously I want to be successful in everything I put my mind to.
Sure.
Like basketball wise, I want to play basketball to the highest level. I want to play professional basketball at its highest level, basically. So that's one thing I'm putting my mind to, and I'm working hard so that I succeed in that particular part.
For making time and coming through on Inside Zed Basketball, because you are definitely the faces of Zambian basketball and of course the future, because as for you, Wana, this is the time. Maybe if you can get to win this league, as you are right there with a lot of those wins with no loss, right? Only one loss, and you're the only team that has one loss. So of course you are definitely the future of basketball. So you're the people that we need to get to talk to the most, and of course get to encourage those that are in school, like tertiary, wanting to get into basketball as well, and so many other sports. So thank you so much, Wana. Thank you so much, Namaka. All right, that was One Ampasi and Namakao calendar of the University of Zambia, just coming through on Inside Zed Basketball to talk to us, wanting to find out more about being a student athlete and just how they juggle around with education and sports. You're still watching Inside Zed Basketball, an exclusive show that is always there for you only on Zambia Basketball Showcase. And this time around, I will be joined by none other than David Nsonda. This is a man that eats, breathes basketball, lives basketball, is a former player and a very successful coach. You know that name, David Nsonda. Very soon, right after this. Inside Zed Basketball, I've been joined by none other than David Nsonda. Just like I promised you, this is a man that eats, breathes basketball, lives basketball, a very successful man when it comes to coaching basketball and a player as well. He's played basketball for some time, and you can tell by the results that he's been giving so far. But now, let's get to talk to him. Coach D, Uncle D, as I call you.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Kasuri. Thank you
Great.
for having me.
Great. It's there indeed, definitely great to have you. But now let's get into it. We are in a new year. I would love to find out from you. How's the new year so far?
So far so good. Can't complain. Looking at the fact that Zambia is gaining when it comes to economic wise, and
Great.
the dollar is at 19. So, yeah, that's all we can say.
That's good. All right, so now being in the new year and the season, that's right, the season started quite late, but we'd love to find out how is the season going so far, and what are some of the games that you have enjoyed watching?
Okay, looking at the way the season started and how late we started, I think a lot of factors have been affected, especially when it comes to the quality of basketball we're watching at the moment. And we've been having times where basketball be off for like 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, during the season, which has really affected the quality of basketball. And right now, I'm just hoping to say from now going forward until we finish the season, there won't be any breakages or anything. Yeah, but so far so good. Teams have actually showed up, despite the shortcomings with not having the venue, breakages here and there. But teams are really playing, and actually I'm actually very very impressed with some of the teams. Looking at who knew to say Huskies will be in the top 4. Yeah, they've been a team that everybody right now is talking about to say no, we need to practice and so it's been a good season, and I would like to even just give a shout out to Zambia Basketball Showcase.
Yeah.
This season they've done a tremendous job when it comes to televising the games.
Yeah.
And this has really helped basketball, especially reaching out to the outside world.
That's
I
great.
was reading an article from Zimbabwe how they were praising how
The way basketball is being marketed in Zambia.
So that's a plus.
That's a
And for the game of the season so far, I can't really pinpoint one game. But there's been quite some interesting games. Like last week, we watched Nadi Suns versus Huskies. Yeah, that was a nail biter.
Yeah,
that was a nail biter. Yeah. That game was intense. And we've had like close scores where even just Magic Huskies. So like I said, Huskies has been a team that everybody is looking out to say, okay, this team has really impressed this season. And yeah, every game they play has been a game to watch.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Now, away from a little bit away from the 5-on-5, let's talk a little bit about the 3-on-3. What do you think of the Zambian 3-3 basketball?
3x3 in Zambia has got so much potential.
All right.
It has so much potential. Looking at the few outings that we've had, the recent outing that we had with the men's, where they came out top 5 in Africa. So it shows to say we haven't really trained for it, but we have what it takes. So this is actually a positive sign when it comes to 3x3 in Zambia. If we actually put our heads together and just build the sport, looking at the way Botswana has built the sport,
sure,
it's something that even us we can capitalize and learn from, to say from 3x3 then we can grow our 5-on-5.
Great.
So yeah, it's actually positive. Even just the reception it's getting, especially when it comes to schools. Right now I watched the national game where there was 3x3, and this is schools basketball. So it's something that people are actually implementing it, and even Special Olympics. Yeah, for the disabled.
Sure.
They're actually having 3x3.
Wow.
So it's something that it's out there, but we just need to implement it the right way.
So on a personal level, Coach D, Uncle D, on a personal level, since you announced that you're stepping out from coaching Matero Magic, do we see you very soon, maybe back on the scene or even coaching any other team?
Okay, first and foremost, I just want to clarify one thing. The separation between myself and Magic is on an interim basis. Yeah, interim basis. It's nothing. Concerning disciplinary actions or any misagreements or that kind of thing. It's just an interim basis, and it was on a mutual grounds.
Okay.
Where we said to say, okay, no, I need just to step aside because we just to see. Just out of personal reasons.
Sure.
Yeah, and once the matter is resolved, then we can forge a way forward.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome. Great. So all those teams that are thinking of poaching Coach D, interim basis, we continue, Coach D. All right. So now, you have that experience of going with Material Magic to the bow, and also just making sure that they get to qualify and all that. Let's talk about that experience on an African level, how it has been.
It's been a great experience.
Mhm.
Looking at being an assistant coach, and you know, last year having to coach the Basketball Africa League, it has been quite an awesome journey. You know, you learn a lot. You know, sitting on the sidelines, being exposed to so many coaches, so many ideas. You actually see to say, as Zambian basketball, we are not far from it.
Yeah.
We are just lacking certain things that we ourselves can implement.
Yeah.
Yes. So as things are going right now, I can safely say Zambian basketball is not far to meeting up with the international standard. All we need to do is we just need to align ourselves. We need to find our identity.
Sure.
Yeah, I know to say in the past we've been this country that plays run and gun kind of basketball where it's all about running. But you know, basketball has evolved. It's all about structure, and that's where we're lacking. Yeah, we just need to implement the structure when it comes to playing basketball.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Now, having experience the experience of coaching different type of players, players that we can call superstars, and coming from different religions, ethnicities, and all that, different cultures. How's that been, Coach D?
It's been challenging.
All right.
Truth be told, it's been challenging. But one thing I can't take away from them is, you know, whichever person you meet will always teach you something, and they'll always test you.
Right.
Yeah. So all you have to do is just be patient and just get to listen. Then you get to understand, and you know how you can work with those people. And looking at the way Coach Silva from Angola, you know, he instilled something that you know most teams don't have, and that's discipline when it comes to a lot of things. Yeah, with him it was even the little things, even just the way you dress when you're practicing. That's discipline. That's
true.
something. That's the culture that we've lost. Yeah, right now we have this culture where you know I can show up with anything, but if you belong to a certain team, you need to represent that team, and it starts with the clothes that you wear.
Great.
You can never come to practice wearing LA Lakers. We don't have the LA Lakers in Zambia. Yeah, if you belong to Huskies, you have to be Huskies.
Sure.
Everything about you has to be Huskies. So you need to have that identity, and that's just something that you know he instilled in me and the players around.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that you know even the foreigners when they come, they need to understand to say this is Material Magic, and they need to respect
representation,
everything
branding,
about
and
Material Magic. Yeah, even just the culture itself.
Sure.
And it actually makes it easier because once they respect the culture and they understand to say this is the culture of Material Magic, it's easy to coach.
Great. So now let's talk about you winning 4 championships out of 5. The viewers out there would love to know how that experience has been with you.
It's been an awesome experience, as in, you know, it's something that, you know, everybody just wakes up and dreams about. But for me, I'm actually living it.
Yes.
And I'm hoping, you know, with due time, I might be saying to say I've won, you know, the fifth championship out of 6. So it's been an awesome experience, and I just want to praise, you know, each and everybody that was a part of the whole process of, you know, starting from management, from Material Magic to the players, you know, for showing up despite, you know, having problems here and there, and even just international players. Yeah, you know, players like Sofiri, you know, AJ, you know, those players have been there, and they'll leave their comfort zone, come into Zambia, play with us. You know, we made a family, so I just want to praise them, and you know, it's been an awesome experience.
Great. Now, let's talk about transitioning from coaching every weekend to watching basketball every weekend and analyze any game now? Let's talk about that. Away from playing,
So,
but just watching.
yeah, truth be told, sometimes you sit in the terraces and you just feel like you just want to scream at somebody and just say, "What are you doing?
Wow.
What are you doing?" You know what I mean? It takes a lot, from being there in the limelight to being and just to. But for me, I feel to say it's something that it gives you a different perspective.
Sure.
Most of the time when you sit on the other side, you don't get to see what other people see. Every time you finish a game, play no team, your friends will come and tell you to say, "No, why did you do A, B, and C? Why did you do A, B, C?" So this has given me an opportunity as well to sit on the other side
and see what other people see.
See what other people see, and even just the team I was coaching, just to observe and learn, certain habits that I couldn't see on the other side. Because right now I've got time to analyze and just say, okay, this player has got these habits, that kind of thing. Even just so it has given me that different perspective when it comes.
Does that make you miss planning for a game every weekend now?
No, it does make me miss that, but trust me,
headaches especially.
Trust me, because right now, if you can see it, say I was actually losing hair right here, but it's growing back, so
I see.
So it has given me time to just relax. But it's fun to be being a coach.
Yeah. All right, now let's talk about back to the game of 3-on-3 or even 5-on-5. Do you plan on holding any clinics of 3-on-3 or even 5-on-5?
Indeed. Actually, this year we actually tried to see how best we can work hand in hand with schools and even just local clubs when it comes to 3x3. There's one aspect that people do not understand to say basketball is a 2-man and a 3-man game. That's one aspect people do not understand. We think a 2 or a 3-man game. Wow. Because most of the time when you're playing basketball, you find to say most actions will be happening either on the 2 guys or on the 3 guys. So this is something that people need to understand and learn to transition from 3x3 to 5-on-5. I'll give you a simple example. Right now, Madagascar is a powerhouse when it comes to 5-on-5 basketball, which 10 years backwards, the only thing they did was they introduced 3-on-3. And Madagascar right now, if you look at their 5-on-5 national team, it's a whole different ballgame.
Wow.
Even us as Zambia, who used just to walk over Madagascar, are struggling, and this has been because of 3x3.
Wow.
So this is something that this year we trying we tried to do. I had a conversation with the general secretary for the federation, and we're looking at plans on how we can actually implement 3x3. And then from there now, people start appreciating how it's going to develop. It's going to translate into 5-on-5.
Right. Yeah. So now, do we expect any other basketball plans from you?
Indeed. There's something I'm working on, which I should be rolling out sometime in February. Yeah. Okay. So this is something that it's going to will be on the 3x3 and on the 5-on-5. And for those that are wondering to say, will I be back coaching 5-on-5? I'll definitely be back coaching because great. For me, basketball is my identity.
Basketball.
It's my identity. I'm who I am because of basketball.
True. Yeah. All right. We thank you so much for making some time and coming through on Inside Zed Basketball, which is on Zambia Basketball Showcase. But I would like to say, what would you like to say to the people, especially those that actually support David Muson? Because David Muson is not just a person anymore, but this is a brand.
No, thanks for that. First and foremost, I just want to give kudos to Zambia Basketball Showcase. You guys have been so very innovative when it comes to basketball. Looking at where you started and the products that you're bringing in across, this is something that we as basketball fraternity, we need to embrace, because this is something that we've never done, and that's to showcase Zambian basketball outside there.
Sure.
And you guys are doing a very, very good job. You know, I just want to commend you on that. And when it comes to me personally, just stay glued. I'll be posting updates here and there, and you just follow me wherever will be.
Sure.
So this weekend I'll actually be in Chisamba. I'll be conducting a basketball coaching course with
That's
ISAS.
good.
Yeah, so they actually invited me. So this is something that I'll be doing. So, but personally, right now I'm just taking some personal time off, just to, rethink and replan. But I'll
Recoup
definitely
and
back.
everything
Yeah,
else.
I'll definitely be back.
Great. It's been good to have you on the show. And
Okay.
thank you so much.
No, thanks a lot.
Great.
Okay.
Alrighty, that was Devin Sonda, the man that lives basketball, the man that eats basketball. Anything to do with basketball with him is something that you can follow. This is Inside Zed Basketball. Stay tuned. You are watching Inside Zed Basketball on Zambia Basketball Showcase. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, kindly just do that. And of course, get to follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook, and on X as well. Let's get to move on. This time around, we begin with the games that were played on Friday. So on Friday, we saw some games playing between Dolphins versus Green Buffaloes. In this game, we saw Green Buffaloes dominating Dolphins by 68-63. And of course, another game that was played on Friday was Phoenix versus Unza Hanis. And of course, Unza Hanis dominated 48-36. That was on Friday.
Danny, how did you watch the previous game, the Honeys? And yes, and any comments?
The game that I'm watching now is a bit intense compared to the one that I watched earlier. But we can't take anything away from the first game. The girls are coming up very well. They are the teams that I watched earlier. I won't call them smaller teams, but most of the players that are in those teams actually have come on the scene, in the basketball scene, in the recent years. The teams I'm watching now, the game is fast. It's beautiful to watch. I'm actually glad that ladies are being prioritized, and we can sit out here at 8 p.m. and watch a female game. It actually has a lot to say to female basketball.
Do you remember your old times when you used to play, whether it's in the school team, and does it just give you memories and you just look back and say,
Of course it does.
yeah,
Of course it does. Like I said earlier, it's good that female basketball is still alive. And I'm glad to watch these two tremendous teams putting out a lot, they're fighting. I don't know what's happening. I haven't been around in a long time, but I'm glad that I'm actually watching such an intense game. It's at a higher level. It's actually very good. I'm inspired.
We continue with the ladies' games in the NBA. This time around, we take a look at the games that were played between Saturday and Sunday. In the Phoenix versus Napsa Breeze, we saw that Phoenix were 46 and Napsa Breeze 82. A good game right there. And of course, we move on to Green Buffaloes versus Matero Magic Sparks. And this game ended 62-35 in favor of Green Buffaloes ladies. And we move on to Dolphins versus Honeys. And this game ended 76-28 in favor of Dolphins.
you're getting to face against Phoenix, the energy is the same, everyone is hungry for the game. How have you managed to get a draw score in the first half, and what are you going to do different in the second half?
I'll give kudos to the Phoenix girls. Yeah, they are actually playing good basketball. They are running into all the other sports wide open, and they're getting good quality shots. What I think is the best approach to second half is to make sure we don't allow them, one, to run fast break, two, we need to command the boards because we have got better size over them. Then we need to utilize also post players as we go forward because we have got a lot of mismatches on the other side. So we'll be looking forward to that.
Okay.
in the second half.
A lot of people are actually betting on this game, though a lot of people have got mixed feelings, whether it's Panis or it's Phoenix. And also generally in the league, we've seen the improvement with Unza Hanis from rebuilding to where it is now. Maybe just tell us one or two things that you focused on in building the team as they approach other games and in future also just reach championship. What are two things that you can tell us to say these are the things that I've been working on with the Unza Hanis?
Uh, it's just basic fundamentals. So I think we can actually use this year in the next year. Like I wouldn't want bigger expectations from these girls. It's to take time for them to mature the proper way and also understand my philosophy and my system so that they can be able to play nicely. So it's just basic fundamentals for them, basic fundamentals with them.
Okay.
Then we are good to go.
Thank you. Good luck in the second.
Still on the weekend recap, and this time around in the NBA Super League main. Over the weekend, we saw Bulldogs versus KSM Giants. KSM Giants were coming from a big win against the Green Buffaloes the other weekend. And now, this time around, the Bulldogs showed them that they can do better. So, Bulldogs 54, KSM Giants 50. That was a close game. And of course, coming to Arrows versus Matero Magic. Arrows 65 and Matero Magic 80. Coming to Suns versus Huskies. In this one, Munali Suns dominated 60 for Munali Suns and 50 for Huskies. And moving on to another big game, which was Hurricanes versus Green Buffaloes. And Amsa Hurricanes came out 63, and of course, Green Buffaloes 69. In this one, Green Buffaloes dominated. And of course, we had another big game, which was the Matero Derby. This was Matero Warriors versus Lilanda Heat. And in this one, Warriors came out 61, and of course, Lilanda Heat dominated 66. Right, moving on Inside Zed Basketball, we do have finally the fixtures for the 16th, 17th, and the 18th of January over the weekend. We begin with Friday. So Friday at 18 hours, we're going to see Dolphins versus Lusaka Basket Queens. And of course, moving on 20 hours, Matero Magic versus KSM Giants. That's a rescheduled game. And we move on to Saturday in the morning, 10 a.m. We're going to see Junior Hurricanes versus Huskies B. And at 12 hours, Phoenix versus Green Buffaloes. At 14 hours, Napsa Breeze versus Unza Hanis. And of course, at 16 hours, we're going to see Green Buffaloes versus Bulldogs. And moving on to 18 hours, Red Arrows versus Lilanda Heat. And at 20 hours, the main event of the day will be Napsa Hurricanes versus Huskies. And in the B League, when it comes to the fixtures, we do have on Saturday, we're going to see at 9 hours Blazers versus All Stars. At 11 hours Comets versus Kafue Basketball Club. At 13 hours, Green Buffaloes B versus Green Eagles. At 15 hours, Chilanga Rollers versus Matero Magic. At 17 hours, we're going to see Intrepid Bulls versus LCC Looters. And the main event of the day, which will be at Unza Sports Hall for the B League, will be Hawks versus Unza Pacers. And the Super Sunday, we're going to see some games that will be played on a Sunday, as we call it Sunday Bowl this time around. We're going to see at 9 hours Denver's versus Wolverines. This will be a fixture in the B League. And at 11 hours, Mystics versus Dolphins in the Ladies Super League. And of course, at 13 hours, Lusaka Basket Queens versus Magic Sparks. And at 15 hours, Cowboy Legends versus Matero Magic. This will be in the Men's Super League. At 17 hours, Matero Warriors versus KSM Giants. And the main event of the day on Sunday will be Munali Suns versus Lusaka Basket Kings. This is how the games will be over the weekend. And of course, see you at NASDAQ. We continue with the fixtures this time around. Let's take a look at Wakopala, Lakapo, Kalebuangu. In Luansha, we're going to see games being played at 13 hours. We're going to see Kansanshi Knights versus Ndola Titans. And of course, Luansha Eagles at 15 hours versus Slams Dank. And in Kitwe, on Sunday, we're going to see Lynx versus Konkola Sparklers. This will be at 13 hours. And Tongap Booze versus IC Tigers B. This will be at 15 hours in Kitwe. And Muflira Magnets versus IC Tigers. The rivalry on this game is what you should look out for. This game will be played at Ravens at 17 hours. Wakopala, Kabieni Kulwansha, na Ravens. Remember that wherever you are, you can actually get to text us on Facebook and let us know where you are and tell us if you want us to cover any other games in your area for on Zambia Basketball Showcase. This has been Inside Zed Basketball. Remember, you follow our Facebook page, our TikTok, and of course, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. My name is Kasuli, and continue enjoying Zed Basketball.